With 10 wins and 3 world championships, Moscow Red Legion is the most successful PSP team ever, but they've struggled in the first half of the 2013 season. After losing their first attackers on both sides of the field at the end of 2012, Moscow's had a hard time filling those positions with players that attack consistently and efficiently. After getting relegated down to the Challengers Division, they developed a new effective approach, blew the field away, and won every game as they fought their way back into the Champions League. Rookie Kevin Klum, veteran Kirill Pridny, Denis Golev, and last year's Top Gun Award winner Alexander Berdnikov are all playing well this season, and the whole Red Legion squad is looking for redemption at the PSP West Coast Open. It's been a moderately successful but frustrating year for one of the best teams in the league. Tampa Bay Damage took second to Dynasty at the first 2 events and 5th at the Chicago Open. They have a chameleon-like ability to shape their style of play to suit the field layout and adapt to different playing styles, but they haven't won an event since the first tournament of 2012. Though they've had some turnover recently, with a total loss of 4 players in the past 8 months, the core of the team remains the same. Chad Boucher is one of the fastest players on the D side, and Dan Holliday is always a threat wherever he plays. Brian Smith is handling on the snake side in his comeback season. Their highest-ranked player, Jason Edwards, is one of the most consistent back players in the game, and the versatile Rainey Stanzik has been a great pickup for the team. Look for Tampa Bay Damage to make a solid run for the rest of the year.
Welcome back here, 2013 PSP West Coast Open. I'm Matty Marshall, alongside Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya. We are about to watch the last Professional Champions League semifinal matchup here, and it's Moscow Red Legion, a resurgent Moscow Red Legion, fighting their way through the Challengers Division at the last event, looking really good here. Lots of players on their team stepping up, and they are about to play Tampa Bay Damage to see who is going to move on to play Edmonton Impact in the final game this afternoon that we're all waiting for. Off the break, both teams looks like Tampa Bay Damage losing a body over here on the snake side. They lose Chad Boucher, and Moscow Red Legion, I believe, at full strength right now. And pushing down the snake side of the field is the rookie Kevin Klum, who has looked awesome for Moscow for the past 2 events.
Timmy Probst gets shot off the Dorito side for Tampa Bay Damage, but they still have Jason Edwards and Keith Brown here on the snake side. Moscow Red Legion, Alexander Berdnikov bumps across from the back center into the snake side temple. Jason Edwards gets shot from across the field, and here comes the hammer about to be dropped on
nasty.
Keith Brown.
That was nasty. Keith Brown had to wear that double bunker move right there from Kevin Klum, and was that Malloy?
Yeah. Malloy came down on the highway.
And there's Kevin Klum, and I think that was
Red Legion still trying to sort out the fact where all the bodies went. And Pantaleev gonna grab that flag, who's been playing awesome here for Moscow Red Legion, getting tons of kills in the top 5 leaderboard this event, but he is gonna get pulled on a minor. Oh, was that a flag or no? Did he just throw a flag? Or did I see that?
I don't know. Yeah, I see the point in the board, so.
Okay, maybe not.
I think we're okay.
I thought he threw a flag right there. Maybe not. So clean hang in favor of Moscow Red Legion.
I don't know. Who do you guys got this game? I mean, if Tampa Bay Damage actually lost to Trenton Top Gun, so it's hard, man.
It's tough. Red Legion on a rebuild, but almost close to the rebuilt status. Well, that remains to be seen. But hey, to get to the semifinals in this division against this type of competition, that's an impressive feat in and of itself. But Moscow Red Legion in the modern era is the most successful PSP team. They have 10 wins, 10 tournament wins, and 3 world titles. And so, you know, trying to get back to that status is really difficult. But man, the guys on their team are stepping up. So, you know, I think they got a decent chance to beat Tampa Bay Damage here. You know, Damage did lose to Trenton, and Damage has looked hot or cold this event. But they played well enough to make it here to the semifinal match.
But this is a disciplined field layout. No matter what kind of layout we've seen before, and not have the personnel to be able to make the type of moves that were necessary to win on former field layouts, this is a field layout where it's just all about execution and discipline. Hit your shots, make your moves, make your reads, and attack, be aggressive. And that's working out well for Moscow Red Legion. They got a great shooter in the back center, and Alexander Berdnikov consistently hitting bodies on the break. Kevin Kuhn wants it. He's coming out and he's attacking the snake side hard, and Jason Wheeler doing a good job as well. But we've seen Golev have a lot of good games over there on that Dorito side, and you know, got the advantage that first point, shot Chad Bougier on the break, and ran down the snake side.
Looking at Moscow Red Legion on your screen. There's Michael Kovar getting a spin. He's going to be going towards the snake. Let's see how far he goes. Insert bunker right behind the snake. And there's the back line. They double up that back center and then move out towards the Dorito side, but they lost Kovar. So no one on the snake side right now for Moscow, and Tampa Bay Damage. Looks like they might have lost Chad Boucher again, and they do. So that's 2 early deaths for Chad trying to get out here. And he's been playing well in that snake for Damage, and I'm sure that Moscow, as they do some of the best job of scouting ever, probably scouted that out and tried to put a lot of guns on him when he's over here.
Alexander Bierdnikov just shot Jason Wheeler in the side. Saw the referee running over for him, saw the hit on him, so he just put a couple extra in him. Keith Brown jumps into the 50 snake. Over here for Tampa Bay Damage. Lots of bodies walked off the snake side.
Yeah,
Jason
right.
Edwards.
Yeah, and Keith Brown in good field position in the snake. Looking at the Dorito side lineup, though, for Tampa Bay, their top portion of your screen. Now we're looking at Moscow back line on the Dorito side. Better field position for Tampa Bay as they have Brown here in the 50-yard line.
Jason Edwards in that middle right there, wrapping around the snake side, shooting towards the Dorito side. Now going to jump up as Daniel Holiday gets shot. And this is why Moscow Red Legion has been winning games this event. Down bodies, but not giving away free kills, communicating very well. And this is what you can tell when the team's communicating well, is when they can manage to lock zones off once players get eliminated. But another body drops out of that Dorito too. Looks like Lukashuk comes walking off. Still Golev and Bierdnikov alive for Moscow Red Legion. Edwards, Probst, Brown. Oh, Probst looked like he just took one. Yes, he got shot in the goggles. He comes walking off. Jason Edwards coming on to Red Legion's side of the field. And Bierdnikov gets shot by Jason Edwards. Jason Edwards making the move. Gonna come all the way down and bunker out. Golev gonna open the door for Keith Brown to go grab that flag. The last body alive on either team. Gonna run in and hang it. Gonna even it up. Tampa Bay Damage, Moscow Red Legion, all tied up now at 1-0 on the efforts of Jason Edwards.
Yeah.
Jason Edwards may have shot Lukashuk too. No, Probst shot Lukashuk. But Jason Edwards getting 2-piece right there.
So solid work by Damage to tie it up here. 16:26 to go. We'll be right back.
PaintballDojo.com. Support your favorite pro teams. Get your name printed on pro team gear. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players. Full color and completely custom options. You can build a custom design straight from our website. Gear available for both men and women. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players.
So welcome back here to the 2013 West Coast Open 4-stop on the PSP Tour. Next up is World Cup. Make sure you go to pspevents.com and sign up early for that awesome event, 17th through the 20th of October. This game brought to you by CC Paintball, Collectors Connection. They have 2 locations in Norco and Corona. So if you're in the Los Angeles area, you definitely want to be able to head to CC Paintball. Got great deals on everything and knowledgeable staff. So here we go. Red Legion and Damage. And Red Legion, man, trying to get back to that winner's circle. It's been a while since they won a tournament.
They lose Pantaleev on the break. Coming out here to the snake side, Daniel Holiday off to the races. May have bit off a little bit more than he should have. Gets shot as he dives into the Dorito 2. Jason Edwards up the middle into that center can. Gonna lock off the Dorito side of the field. Engaging in a gun battle with Dorito too. Coolum over here in the Snake Temple, trying to put some paint on the inside to allow himself to come across. Bierdnikov in the back center for Moscow Red Legion. Chad Bougere gets shot for Tampa Bay Damage, but Keith Brown still alive. There's Coolum on your screen.
So
Bierdnikov.
Todd and Chris 4-on-3 right now with Red Legion slight advantage. Oh, they lose Lukashuk. So now it's 3-on-3, but better field position for Tampa Bay as they have a player up in the center. It's Jason Edwards, who's up there shooting towards the Dorito side at first, then switching his gun over the Snake side, and a major penalty on Kevin Coolum, the rookie, who's been having an outstanding past 2 events, really hurting the team right now.
Wow, that's gonna hurt, man. Major penalty. And there'll be about 1 minute and 47 seconds left on the clock, on that major penalty, I'm sorry. Still a lot of time left in this game. If anybody can shut down this penalty, it's Moscow Red Legion, though. They did a pretty good job of it yesterday.
Yeah, they did. And there's Jason Edwards, heading into this event, was one of the top 5 ranked players in the overall player ranking. Go to paintballaccess.com, check out all the statistics. Fascinating look behind the scenes of, well, not behind the scenes, but fascinating look behind the actual action out here and across 6 different measures of paintball greatness. And Jason Edwards has consistently, for years now, really reformed his body. Such a great success story.
Yeah.
As he is just such an amazing back player. And if you don't think that Jason Edwards is one of the best back players in the game right now, you haven't been watching because the guy's outstanding. So Tampa Bay going up right now 2-1. And we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Looking in the pits here, Moscow Red Legion, there's Michael Kovar. Used to play for San Antonio X Factor for years. He was one of the main members of that team and then moved to Europe, throwing a paintball field out there in Belgium, and now got picked up by Moscow Red Legion, who was in search of a snake. We actually picked up 2 new snake players for this season, Kevin Coolum and Michael Kovar. These guys getting ready to play this next point. Red Legion trying to get back into this match. They're only down 1 though. Well, they're still in this match. They're not. They're definitely not out of it, especially with 15 minutes and 10 seconds to go. But Coolum sitting in that box for the next minute and 51 seconds is not going to help him.
Tampa Bay Damage is making it out to the snake side corner every time. I have not seen many people at all make it out there. I think Tampa Bay Damage has made it there every single time. They kept losing the one body early, which was Chad Bougere, coming really short. So Red Legion, just as Impact was, really focusing on that first Dorito on the snake side, but still getting super small in that back center. Chad Bougere gets pinched out again. Jason Edwards going to come out to the snake side. Now he's got to attack over here with Keith Brown. And Bierdnikov in the back center for Red Legion. Still just focused that way on Keith Brown as Jason Edwards puts him in and comes across to the Snake Temple. Jason Edwards, one of those players you love to have on your team because of his versatility. He can play anywhere on this field, knows how to play every spot, knows how to read every situation. Daniel Holiday pulling up a little bit shorter this time, getting into Dorito 1 now, trying to keep his body alive. And there goes Jason Edwards into the snake. Not going to hesitate to go into snake 3 right away. Knows the shots all across the field. Might have a shot in here on the Dorito 2. Oh, and just barely misses the Dorito 2.
Yeah, Jason Edwards, Chris, real good field position over here, snake side.
Yeah, you know, look at Jason Edwards. I mean, he's got that side locked down, the Doritos. Now he just needs people to get up and help him out a little bit. You know, they're on their heels right now. They're squashing his penalty just like I said they would. I mean, 13 seconds left. He needs to get a shot in the box. You see them trying to push it up the Dorito side. Timmy Probst locking down the Dorito side for him. But now Jason Edwards on the 50, as you see, getting ready to lock down the side. When he comes out, he's going to blow this guy to pieces.
Hey, Chris, if they can get out of this with just 1 point being scored on that major penalty, that's solid work, though, by Moscow just to be able to suck that 2 minutes off, because we've seen major penalties do some damage for teams out here.
Yep, and they're able to get out of the box. So I think are they 5 strong right now? I think they are.
Yeah, Legion, 5 strong.
No, they were 5 strong. My bad.
Oh, and Golev gets shot as Kulm comes and jumps into the bunker with him. But Jason Edwards now in the 50. Snake right there, number 13, Tampa damage. He's got his gun on that tower shooting at Kulm.
Right there, getting nice and tight.
Keith Brown comes in behind him.
Pretty much under the bunker right now.
Yeah, that's Pantaleev, number 12. Moscow Red Legion in the mini Dorito on the Snake side. Got his feet underneath that bunker, trying to lean back and protect his teammate, Lukashuk, in the Dorito too.
Yeah, so dominant field position for Tampa Bay here on the Snake side. Real slow point here, a lot at stake. Team that wins this match will move on to the final game to play. Edmonton Impact, who awaits the winner. And Tampa Bay up a point against Moscow Red Legion. 4 bodies for each team. Oh, but Keith Brown catches one out of his bunker, and you can see the frustration as he walks off. So now it's going to be up to Jason Edwards to try to hold it down, and he gets taken out. So now the door is open for Moscow Red Legion after fighting through that major penalty. They could win this one because they have a big body advantage here. 4 bodies left alive for Moscow Red Legion, 2 for Tampa Bay damage. Just Timmy Probst and Dan Holiday left alive.
Timmy Probst takes the walk now. Danny Holiday's going to take one in the dome. Oh, man, how do you drop the ball like that if you're Tampa Bay damage? I mean, they had the field position. All they do is sit there.
Well, 2 guys got shot out of their bunkers.
Yeah, Moscow Red Legion, like we said before, does a great job of digging in and protecting their teammates.
You know, but there's no reason to push that, though. They should have sat there, worked it out, let the time grind down. You know, 11 minutes left in this game. They could have sat there for 11 minutes, you know? Maybe not 11, but...
Well, it's tough, man. When you're in that situation, you're trying to play smart. You want to, you don't want to play too conservatively, and you want to be looking for angles and initiating gunfights. But when you're locked in those gunfights, you don't want to take unnecessary risks. Keith Brown looking for that move a little too much, ended up getting taken out. But then also sometimes it's just a really great shot. Guy make a crossfield shot. You know, you're going to get shot out there.
Yeah, well, Keith Brown was doing what he was supposed to do. Jason Edwards is up in the 50s. Normally Keith Brown up in the 50, and Jason Edwards behind him looking for kills. But Keith Brown did what he was supposed to do. Jason Edwards is in the 50, looking for the shots. Keith Brown tried to come in behind him and get a shot in on the Dorito, but wasn't able to do it. Got picked off by the Dorito tower.
Yeah, perfect breakdown, Todd. So we're going to be right back. Do not go anywhere. Tie game, 2-2.
JT First Shot and JT Splatmaster challenges you to introduce someone
into our great sport of paintball. We're offering a free Z100 pistol with a purchase of a Z100, Z200, or Z300 JT Splatmaster marker for this weekend only. Place an order, give the Z100 pistol to a friend of yours that doesn't play, and help our sport grow. Visit freez100.com and order today.
You definitely want to take advantage of those deals available here for the webcast weekend only. Go to freez100.com, get a free JT Splatmaster pistol with purchase of another one. Also, ansgear.com's got specials on Dynasty gear. Dynasty got knocked out of this event, but still can get 10% off any of their merchandise. So here we go. Tampa Bay Damage loses Paul Everett and Chad Boucher off the break, 1 from each side of the field, so 3 bodies left alive for them, but stuck in that back center. Legion at full strength with 5 bodies alive.
Yeah, and they bounce Kulm coming out here to the Snake side, and he is able now to go into the Snake, and Biernikov attacks the middle as Chad Bouger walks off with El Youssef at the same time, but a referee running in at Biernikov to give him a check, and all the bodies are walking off now. Ref really giving Biernikov a pretty thorough check on the back, and he is going to get a minor penalty. He's going to have to go to the box.
Well, lucky for the Russians, they have a multitude of players to hang that flag. They don't even need to hang it as the Tampa Bay ends up conceding that point. So We're about halfway through regulation time. 10 minutes and 31 seconds remain, with Legion slight lead 3-2 here, as these two teams will walk back off and reset, come back out to play another point. So we got the divisional finals, D4 through 1, coming at you after these games. Looking forward to seeing those. And man, we've seen really close games back and forth all day today. There's been some exciting paintball here at the fourth stop on the PSP Tour.
Yeah, amazing play. You know, Moscow Legion holding it together today against Tampa Bay Damage. Tampa Bay Damage not looking their crisp self. I mean, they're not shooting lanes like they were used to yesterday. They're getting some G's, but they're dying 2 and 3s on the break. And they're dying out of their bunkers, just like you said, that 1 point. That should have been a point for them right there.
Yeah, Moscow was just able to get those shots on Brown and Jason. So we'll be right back after this and see if Tampa Bay can tie it up. Taking a look in the damage pits here as Dan Holliday's talking to Coach Kevin Brettauer. Kevin Brettauer had come over after a couple seasons with the Los Angeles Ironmen. He's also done time helming Los Angeles Infamous and also San Diego Dynasty. He was a longtime player for San Diego Dynasty when they first began, and now in the Tampa Bay Damage camp, and trying to give his team a little bit more information in their quest to try to tie this game up and try to get on, move on to the final match. It's going to be going down this afternoon after we watch the divisional finals and also the Challengers League final as well.
You know, a lot of people, you know, may not have, the webcast wasn't around while Kevin Brettauer was still playing, but man, you know, I feel like he makes a great coach because he was a great teammate and he was a very skilled player. I know when, you know, during a lot of the Dynasty years, he was a back player that would go out there with 20 pods and shoot them all every game. But, you know, when we first all got together, Skinny Kevin was a front guy. You know, just he and Brian Cole on their first team, Crusade together, you know, just bursting through the woods. I remember watching Skinny Kevin, Dallas, pouring rain out there when the Angels first came out, blazing people, you know, and then, you know, we started playing 10-man, became a back player because he had so many versatile front guys, you know, Angel Forgoes,
and he was a great gunfighter. Great gunfighter.
Excellent gunfighter, you know, and he's so smart, you know, on the paintball field, I mean, in general, obviously, but, I mean, just the fact that he's such a brilliant person, able to really read everything that happens on the paintball field, and, you know, it's transcended into becoming a top-tier coach.
So, 4 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Here we go. Tampa Bay Damage down 1 against Moscow. And Moscow with Bernikov in the box for the next 53 seconds here. And both teams in the center of the field heavy, but they Damage was able to get Keith Brown in the snake. He's backed up by
Rumsey El
Youssef, who I feel really played well in the last event in Chicago and is becoming more and more of a standout player for Tampa Bay Damage. Got 4 confirmed kills in this match. That's actually the most of anybody on the field. And that's saying something when you have Timmy Probst, Daniel Holiday, Jason Edwards, and Keith Brown out there with you. Yeah,
well, Rumsey El Youssef, he can be the front guy or the support guy. That's what you like about guys on your team that can play all spots. You know, because it's hard to, you know, game plan for guys that you're not really sure if he's going to play the front spot, the mid spot.
And that was another shot right there. That was Rumsey El Youssef taking that shot. And coming out of the box, though, oh, man, so hard to get out. Digging and diving and dipping.
Yeah, Alexander Bernikov comes out of that box, tries to go to the Dorito Tower, and he gets blown away. So all 3 guys walking off this side. Just 1 left on the Dorito side, and Keith Brown gonna finish off Golev.
Back and forth battle.
So Tampa Bay Damage on the penalty, able to capitalize and get another point to even it up at 3-2-3 with 9 minutes left to go in this game. Good game right there by Daniel Holiday. He got a 2-pack. Keith Brown got a 2-pack. And that clutch shot right there on Pentaleyev by Rumzi El Youssef. So all tied up here in our last semifinal match.
Hey, boys, I don't know if it's the field layout. I don't know if it's the stakes. Obviously, there's a ton at stake here, or just the team stepping up, but we have seen really close battles today. There's a couple blowouts in the prelims, but even in the prelims, we saw some of the closest games I've ever seen. That Heat Dynasty game was one of the best games I've seen in years.
Yep.
And now we have ourselves a tie game 3-3 with Tampa Bay Damage taking on Moscow Red Legion. And it's just a lot of impressive paintball. But hey, man, these teams have had all year long to hone their rosters, to train, and teams like Moscow and Damage have spent the past couple weeks just really training for this particular event because so much was at stake. Now, luckily for these teams, they played awesome, so they're able to, assure their Champions League spot. But now these guys are playing for the win, not playing for the win, but playing for the opportunity to go and play Impact for the win. Let's check out a little bit of these statistics here as the season kill count leaders. My God, Konstantin Fedorov, 168 confirmed kills through 4 events so far, but he will not be playing in the finals as he got knocked out by Impact earlier on. Damian Ryan with Los Angeles Infamous, 144 kills. He's played outstanding. Really had a flat tournament this season. Or I'm sorry, this event. And then Justin Rabikoff clocking in at number 325 kills for him. So there were your top 5 kill count leaders for the year. And now this next point, ooh, looks like
Rainey Stanczak.
Yeah, Rainey, Chris, almost jumped the gun there.
Yeah, he jumped the gun. He just went back and recocked it, so to speak. Taking the walk right here, number 52, though. That's Mikhail Kovar on the snake side. On your screen right there. Oh, taking another walk, number 14, Denis Golev. Moscow Red Legion only down to 3 players across the back line, as you see on your screen. Here comes Tampa Bay Damage. Rainey Stanczak up in the middle. Justin Rabikoff trying to get outside the snake. Timmy Props looking to the right, locking down the Dorito side.
Yeah, Timmy Props, very versatile player, and then he goes towards the Dorito side. You're looking at Moscow Red Legion's back line on your screen right now. And they got Kovar killed off the break, so no one really over on this snake side of the field. But now Damage losing bodies, lose Rainey Stanczak, Holiday, and Rumzi El Youssef. So 2 players alive for Damage, Jason Edwards and Timmy Probst. 3 bodies alive for Legion. So Legion looking like they may take this point. They need to spread the field, try to capitalize on this 1 body advantage that they have. But when you're going against Jason Edwards and Timmy Probst, you got to be really careful. And also, Jason and Timmy, they are in those center bunkers, so they're going to be able to cross it up and look over each other very well, Todd.
And here comes Bierdnikov up the middle, trying to get a line in on Jason Edwards, who's there in the mini Dorito on the bottom of your screen, number 13. You can see he and Timmy crossed up a little bit right there. The last 2 bodies. Now Bierdnikov going to jump into the A and see if he can get a shot underneath the A at Timmy. Jason Edwards taking the opportunity as Wheeler looks on the inside to jump out to the temple and get a better angle on Wheeler.
You know, a little bit of information, too, about that injury with Kirill Peridny, who we have not seen out here. He actually tore his Achilles tendon and needs to have surgery. So that is a terrible event that happened earlier on in the prelims. So Moscow Red Legion definitely fighting for their brother and longtime teammate, Kirill Peridny, who is, tore his Achilles tendon and will not be playing, obviously, the rest of the event, and is going to have surgery. And an Achilles tendon injury sometimes can,
he'll miss half of next year, at least, if not all of next year.
That's
horrible. A bad injury right there.
Horrible, horrible news for fans of Moscow Red Legion. So, that's terrible to hear. So, but Moscow Red Legion playing pretty solid in that point, and they are going to take a 1-point lead. 6 minutes and 46 seconds remaining. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to Paintball Access. And man, we have had such an amazing event, the 2013 PSP West Coast Open. Make sure to follow us across our social networks, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, as we bring you all the information with stories, blogs, and interviews, podcasts from behind the scenes, giving you guys all the information you need to follow this sport. Please share our content with the world, and help us spread the gospel here. And man, this has been an amazing game. 4-3 is the score. Also like to let you guys know it's a very important cause for all of us, as Jay Ford, who was a player for Nexus, passed away from cancer last year. So in his honor, we're wearing these ribbons, these JF ribbons, and please go to Facebook and search JF21 fundraiser. It's on your screen right now, and it's you have to actually type in the words 21. So JF, the words 21, not the numbers, fundraiser. Please give a donation. All proceeds go to cancer research in honor of Jay Ford. And there's a big raffle as well, too, with even prizes like entry to the UWL at World Cup, donated by Tom Cole. So please help us help the sport, and also please donate to cancer research at JF21 fundraiser on Facebook. So here we go, right back into the action. 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Tampa Bay Damage losing to Moscow Red Legion, who are fighting, I'm sure, for the brother Kirill Peredny with that ripped Achilles tendon, and for the honor of the Moscow Red Legion franchise, trying to get back into that final match to try to play for a win again.
And even hearing that hurts. Even hearing just the words hurts.
Yeah. That's really bad to hear, man. Kirill's such a long-time fixture, and a ripped Achilles tendon is no joke. It's probably one of the worst injuries you could have out here.
Yeah, Jason Wheeler gets shot on the break, and Keith Brown is sitting in the 50 snake. Chad Bougere comes in to back him up. Ramzi Al-Youssef bumps across into the snake 1, crawls into the snake 2. He looks across the field immediately at the tall tower on the Dorito side, tries to get shot in and shoots Bierdnikov out. So Bierdnikov walks out. Good move right there by Al-Youssef. He's going to back up now, put the pressure on the back center, and Pantaleev going to have to try and bail out. Ramzi Al-Youssef blows him away as well. Just Kulm over here now on the snake side for Moscow Red Legion. There's Chad Bougere. He's going to cut to the inside to the snake temple, come over the top, put the pressure on, help Keith Brown to try and run down Kulm, and Keith Brown comes on the inside, shoots Kulm in the face. Just one body left alive as balls start getting launched up into the webcast booth. Chad Bougere is going to run down the last body, Dennis Golev, in the corner.
Tampa Bay Damage coming back with some fire. 5 bodies alive.
Chad Bougere came running. Dennis Golev saw Keith Brown coming down the other side, fell backwards, and shot some balls up over the net. Came directly at us. Had to dodge some balls over here.
You know, right, what a good play right there by Moscow Red Legion. I mean, you know, Tampa Bay Damage coming strong. Ramzi Al-Youssef just going to work, getting a 2-pack. Keith Brown getting 1, Chad Bougere getting a 2-pack. But now they're going up 5-4 in the pits right now. Let's listen in down there in the pits, Todd.
He needs what? Hey, let's listen to that Tokyo call. Yeah.
Calm, collected down there, it sounds like to me. Holiday, props. Jason Edwards. And look at Randy Stanzak in the back over there. You know, good pod crew. They have a good pit crew down there, you know, going to work. Todd. It's very important to have a pit crew like that. Jason Edwards.
Monster player for Tampa Bay Damage. There's Ramzi Al-Youssef.
Game's tied up here at 4. 4 minutes and 55 seconds left in this game. 40 more seconds to this point.
And Chris, anybody can win this one.
Oh, yeah.
Who looks better, do you think? I can't even tell.
Red Legion, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think they look a little bit more in control of the points and making slightly less mistakes. But still, man, Damage, regardless, they have just hung neck and neck with Moscow, and they very easily could win it too. So with under 5 minutes to play, we will find out very soon with 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go.
You know, and just a little tidbit on torn Achilles. That takes about 8 to 12 months recovery time after surgery.
It's one of the most drastic injuries you can have to any of your tendons, because it's just such a fundamentally important thing for the sport of your entire body on that particular leg. So
I mean,
looks
unless
like
you're
Legion calling a timeout.
unless you're Kobe Bryant, who just seems to magically, you know, heal up faster than everybody else.
Wolverine.
You know, like that's definitely a long-term injury right there. Not easy one to recover from.
Yeah, and sometimes those can be career enders depending on the severity of the tear. Yeah, that's really bad to hear. We've had some awesome, really gutsy performances this event, particularly from guys like Ashton Johnson, who dislocated his fingers. It was sideways. He put it back. They put it back into place, and he played for Texas Storm. Didn't do very well though. But Brad McCurley also dislocated his left shoulder, and he played through it. As Infamous was able to stay in the Champions Division. So here we are at the A.B. Brown Sports Complex in Riverside. Beautiful place to have a tournament. We'll be right back after this.
Ever wonder how your order gets from ansgear.com to you? Using our fast and efficient processing method, your purchase is pulled, verified, and shipped to your door quickly and accurately. Every order is checked for accuracy 3 times before it leaves the warehouse. With your choice of free shipping on orders over $100 to next day, Saturday, or international shipping options, you get the products you need sooner and at an affordable price to get you back in the game. Shop now at ansgear.com.
So here goes split screen breakout with Red Legion on your right, Damage on your left, and Tampa Bay loses Chad Boucher as they've really been keying up. Moscow's been keying up on him anytime he gets out here on the snake side of the field, isolating him and shooting him out a bunch of times on the break. So Legion also losing their runner on this side of the field too.
Jason Edwards again up in the middle of the field.
And it looks like they lose Pavel Lukashuk as well. So Kevin Klum, Alexander Biernikov, and Dennis Golev left alive out on the field. Tampa Bay still with 4 bodies alive, it looks like. Oh no, they lose Rumziel Yusuf as well, so it's 3-on-2. Here tied up at 4. 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Time really ticking off this clock now as Jason Edwards is up in the center hunting, trying to shoot the player you're looking at right now on your screen.
This is where Jason Edwards is at his best. This is where we see Tampa Bay Damage winning points when Jason Edwards gets the freedom to get up in the middle, survey the field, and try and find the seams. He's one of the best in the games at finding these openings and trying to get kills for his team. It's gonna be a little bit tougher right now. He's got Rainey Stanzak. Oh, and Golev gets shot out of the Dorito Tower. Here comes Jason Edwards through the X, attacking Kevin Kuhm. Comes right, puts a pin between them both. Rainey Stanzak comes up, gets involved. Timmy Probst over there getting involved, coming out of the Dorito 2. And with a buzzer-beating jump shot, Jason Edwards comes over the top and just smokes Kevin Kuhm to close out the point for Tampa Bay Damage. So 3:25 left. Tampa Bay Damage is going to take a 5-4 lead. We got an interview down on the sidelines with Lauren Kelly.
I'm down here in the Damage pit with Paul Everett. You guys are up 5-4 right now. It's really hot down here. I saw you pouring water over Keith Brown. How is the heat affecting your play on the field?
Well, most of the time, coming from Florida, we deal with 100% humidity on top of the heat, so we adjust to it pretty well. We got some guys that, you know, gas out a little faster than others. We just got to take care of them in the basin there.
3 minutes and 25 seconds to make sure you keep the lead and get the win overall.
I play Damage paintball. We're going to shoot these lanes on the break and then work as a team.
All right, always playing Damage paintball. It's 5-4. We'll see if they can keep the lead.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things about the Florida teams. The Florida teams are never going to come to California and be angry about the heat because this is never going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, like he was saying, they play if it'll be 100 degrees and it'll be humid. So they're used to this. They're used to playing 8 hours in this. of a full day of practice instead of just 2 games or 3 games in a day. So it's not a stretch. Tampa Bay is not going to get winded because it's in the 90s out here today.
Yep.
It's not going to play a factor for that team, not at all.
And we got 20 seconds for this next point. I mean, what are you thinking if you're Moscow Red Legion? Hard at the middle?
Well, it's worked. Hard at the middle's definitely worked.
That's not my go-to thing.
Yeah. Well, some middles are more playable than others. Some are more risky than others. But yeah, you can get up there and definitely start to lock a lane down. It definitely is going to help if they are able to shoot somebody off the break. Let's see if Bernikov can do that. Malloy there whips his gun around, trying to get a shot on Chad Boucher, running out on the snake side again. Chad's really struggled over here, trying to get out alive for Tampa Bay Damage on the snake side. Split screen breakout. Now you're looking at Moscow Red Legion's back line. Malloy in that back center now pushing up that Dorito side. Oh, Pantaleev getting shot by Rumzi Al-Yusuf. So Legion trying to come back here, down a point and also down a body. 5 players alive for damage, 4 for Moscow Red Legion. Looking at Legion gunfighting, looking for their moves, trying to work out into position. And on the snake side, Al-Yusuf's in a good spot here on your screen. You can see he's pretty far back up there, so he's got to feel pretty comfortable in that lane. Not feeling much pressure. If he felt pressure, he'd be a lot closer to that bunker. He's also looking for that move, but most importantly, looking not to die. Oh, and he does! So Al-Yusuf drops the ball, getting shot out of that bunker. Maybe should have played it a little tighter, because now it's evened up. This opens it up for Moscow a little bit, though, but still tied up on the body count here. Moscow with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to try to tie this up, take it to overtime, and try to fight to earn the right to play against Edmonton Impact in the final last game of the day this afternoon.
Moved into the Dorito 1. Tampa Bay Damage now almost matched up. Now Rainey Stanzak is calling out a kill across the field. Doesn't get it, but he's there now in the Dorito 1. Moscow Red Legion bumping into the 50 Dorito. Across the field, there's Rainey Stanzak on your screen. There's the Red Legion player in that 50 structure over there on the Dorito side. You got Coom over here in the Snake Temple. He's playing straight ahead against Chad Boucher. There's Coom on your screen, shooting on the inside.
What a tight game right here. Damage playing nice and tight. Trying to whittle this down. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Moscow Red Legion really good in situations like this, though, Matt.
Yeah, they are. Moscow Red Legion, they practice every situation. They practice being down bodies and having to push forward. They practice low time situations, which is exactly what they're in right now. 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go, and they're looking at a lot of bodies. Oh, but Jason Edwards
taking the walk.
Well, Jason Edwards, yeah, it's getting shot out of that bunker, getting pinched out. Kevin Klum over here on the snake.
And now losing their corner.
Oh, this opens it up for here comes Moscow launching down the snakes, or down the Dorito side.
He bunkered the wrong bunker.
Bunkered the wrong bunker. Lukashuk came, bunkered the wrong bunker,
got
tore up, and then Golev tried to follow up, and he gets shot too. And Chad Boucher down here in the snake corner watching over Rainey Stanzak.
Yeah, Rainey Stanzak and Chad Boucher are handling it right now. They even up the body count, so just when it looked like Moscow Red Legion was going to be able to tie it up, Rainey and Chad step up. Now it's even. Can Kevin Klum and Bernikov, they're both on the snake side. They're not really in good field position here to make this happen, especially with only 20 seconds left. Klum's trying to make it happen. Did he trade out? No, he didn't. So it's looking like Tampa Bay is going to take this game because it's just Malloy left for Red Legion. So a heartbreaker here.
Yep.
Thought they were going to be able to tie it up, but they air bunker the same spot on the Dorito side. Wow. So unfortunately for Moscow fans, Tampa Bay Damage just has a little bit too much in the tank there, and you really got to pat Rainey Stanzak and Chad Boucher in the back for winning that game for Tampa Bay Damage in those closing seconds of the match.
If Lukashuk had just
got the right bunker,
the right information, had bunkered Rainey Stanzak, that could have been a completely different story right there.
Chris shaking his head.
That's the way it goes.
Blown opportunity, but that's paintball, man. You know, it's all about communication. If you're not sure exactly where the bodies are, they had to push. They definitely knew they were down on time. It's just, where do you go? Let's check out the replay here on that Dorito side of the field. So there he is, bunkers the wrong spot, gets torn apart.
Oh, man.
And then they're going to have another player do the same thing.
No, I think he came to get him, and Rainey was already on him.
Yeah, so that's just Red Legion not able to capitalize on the opportunity presented themselves, and it looks like Chad Bouchier, though he'd been getting torched going out to that back bunker, he was able to get out there alive and watch over Rainey. And so Chad, from that back spot, able to shoot out 4 players from Moscow Red Legion to assure that Tampa Bay Damage takes that victory.
And there's the difference. Now, one thing you don't understand, or you might understand at home, in case you don't, your first time watching this game, on the snake side of the field, you are allowed a coach to coach you from the sidelines. However, on the flip side of the field, on those Dorito sides, there is no coaching. So that's where the sneakiest comes into effect. And that's why he didn't get the right information. You got to figure it out for yourself. So, I mean, you got to play a little more paintball over there, be a little more heads up over him.
Well, heartbreaker for Moscow, but hey, man, they made it to the semifinals. That's a step in the right direction. Tampa Bay will be playing Edmonton Impact in the final. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly on the sidelines.
I am down here on the field with Rainey Stanzak and Chad Bouchier. Guys, that was a great tough day yesterday. Round and make sure you went to the finals today.
Actually, we just played the same payment we did yesterday, just trying to tighten it up a little bit. I mean, yesterday, down at our bunkers, we still did it that match, and we still got to definitely tighten it up to win the tournament. I know I died probably the first 4 points almost off the break. Luckily, the team held it out, and me and Rainey were able to hold out a close one at the end. So, I mean, we just got to still get it together.
Rainey, for a little bit there, the Russians did have the lead, and they had the chance to get the win. What was running through your mind, and what was the energy like in the pit?
You know, I think we were still up. We didn't want to lose. We've been in this spot so many times, and we want to get to the finals and win. So we realized we just had to figure out what we needed to do and do it.
All right. Well, you are in the finals. You will be playing Impact for first place. What do you guys need to focus on to just make sure you get that first place?
Penalties, and we're going to shoot them off the break like they did to us yesterday. So see if we can get it back on the rematch.
All right. We'll see how that rematch goes. It'll be good, so stay tuned.
What an amazing morning of semifinals and relegation game competition that we've seen. But next up, we have the divisional finals coming at you. First up, and Texas teams just continually are making the finals here. Texas has a big resurgence, and the Houston Zone is going to be playing Asylum 408 in the Division 4 finals. That's coming up next. After that, Project Mayhem against Capital Edge, DMG Red in the D3 final, D2 finals, AC 402. That's another Texas team against DC Devastation. And then VCK, another Texas team, going to be taking on Revo. And and we have an Upton 187 crew and Chicago Aftershock in the Challengers final. And the last game of the day is going to be Tampa Bay Damage taking on Edmonton Impact. And those are all up on your screen. So let everybody know across your social networks what's going down here in Riverside for the 2013 PSP West Coast Open. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
No one can tell what lives inside you. It's not for them to see. It's for you to find. And that knowledge comes slow and painful, and it comes through heartache and struggle. It comes through getting whooped long enough and hard enough until you realize that you can't be broken by somebody else. Failure and success have the same origin. They come from within. Behind every unbelievable move was a player who believed. Behind every comeback lives a spirit that refuses to be beaten into submission. Behind every adventure is a core of courage. This is the stuff of dreams. It's how legends are made. And it's why people will remember your name. So be brave, be relentless, be your own hero.